Hello crafty friends. Today we're going to be playing with the Lakelife kit from Stampin' Up. Let me show you what's in it. So I bought the scrapbooking layout kit workshop, which comes with these instructions, and you can see the pages we're going to make three two-page layouts here. And the instructions have the cutting guides and then the pictures and tell you where to place everything. I love these kind of kits because you can just sit down and get right to work. And as you go, you can adjust it to the pictures that you have. It has a sticker sheet. Life is better at the lake. I actually get blessed to live on a lake, so I have a lot of pictures that I can use with these papers. There's this lovely patterned paper that's got a kayak and a boat and a heron and Adirondack chairs, a word map on the back. And then this one looks kind of like a fish netting and a beautiful plaid with green and brown in it. So there's two of each kind of sheet. And this might be the last of it, but these papers still have the zip strip across the top that you can cut off and use. And then there's a beautiful water design with oars on the back of that one and trees across the zip strip. And then the workshop kit comes with some cutouts. So these will be popped out of the background and used on the project. Some extra papers that I think are special to the workshop kit. Netting, yeah, these are just printed on one side. A green speckle, that looks kind of like a thermos. We got some fish. I think these are going to be the background papers. And then some coordinating cardstocks, several pages here. So we're going to be able to make a lot with this. I bet we'll get more than what's in the workshop kit itself. And then I also got this stamp set to use. And because I know I'm going to love it, I bought an extra pack of the paper. I'm done cutting the paper. I like that part of the project. It's just so straightforward. And you get to really take a look at everything. So now I'm ready to start assembling the first page. And one of the things we're gonna do is put a little bit of distressing kind of ink on a few of these pieces. So let me do that. On this fishnet one, that's gonna go on the first page. We're gonna kind of go down the side here. And this is just gonna add some dimension, give it a little bit of a worn look. There'll be some journaling down here, so some extra ink will make it stand out. I'm just using a little blender brush and putting ink on directly from the ink pad and then rubbing that on. There's gonna be a piece on the second page that's similar, so let me do that at the same time. I really like this paper. It has kind of that rustic lake feel. Not really blues, right? There's a lot of greens in here. And then some of the glacier paper, which is a greenish blue. I like that. I'm going to be able to get a lot of use of this pack. I think those are the only two pieces that need the brown. And then there'll be a few pieces we'll do with the blue. So one is going to be this circle. this will just be part of an embellishment cluster, looks like. And then let's see if there's any blue on the second page. We'll be putting some distressing ink on this one. Part of a little set of pennant flags. And then I think I have a piece that I need to do for the third page as well. There, hopefully you can see how that just gives some more dimension to things. Here we're gonna have a word in front of this part and it'll help it pop a little bit more. So then let's get on with assembling this first page. I've got a couple of the pieces down already. And then the instructions give you very good details of which piece to assemble, in what order, and also shows you where the placement should be with some measurements on the side. So the next thing we need to do is notch this piece. Has some great lake and summertime words on it. Boat ride, relax, sun. You're on lake time. That's one of the things I like to say around here. I have a little pillow that says on lake time. It makes me happy when I see it. Day at the lake, fishing, all the things that make you think about summer and being with family and enjoying the sunshine. Well, hopefully staying a little bit cool too because of the water. So that's gonna go down around there. All right. I've already taped down a couple of the pieces. Hopefully pretty straight. And then this goes centered. And then this piece goes on next. Both sides of this paper are just gorgeous. Out there. And then we are going to put our photo mats on. I've got these little photo placeholders. They came in the kit. I haven't yet printed out my pictures for this one, so we'll just do it with the photo placeholders for now. These workshop kits are so quick to put together, and it's great elevated design, and you don't really have to do too much thinking other than looking at your pictures and deciding which ones you want to print out. I've started recently just printing my pictures as I go with a little home printer. I'm using a Canon Selfie printer, and I like that. Then I can just print just what I want and not have to think about it too much and not have to wait till I can get to the store or wait for something to come in the mail. And then over here we're gonna make a little cluster with some things that came as punch outs. So we've got this hexagon that we'll put around there. Then it'll be layered with this circle. And we will have a sticker that goes in there. This little pennant. So I like these because it even shows on the back when you punch these out what project, what layout it goes with. So we're gonna put that there. All right. So let's put this one down first. You can also pop up some of these with dimensionals. I'm not doing that this time yet anyway. So I think I'll go there with that. And then I'll put this little pennant just below it. We'll layer in that circle that we did some distressing ink on, maybe around here. And then from the sticker sheet, we're gonna take the fresh air and sunshine. And I'm gonna put that around here. And then I've got, let's see, a little piece with some arrows on it that I'll put here. And then showing something else really tiny there, a little fish. Let me see if I can find that. I don't see where that one's come from. I'm sure I'll find it as we go. I'm gonna keep my eye out for a little fish that's gonna go right there. And then we're gonna put down these two journaling strips. And I'm gonna just put these down very lightly right now because I might do more journaling. I might move these later. So I know where they go, but if I have to take them and move them or pick them up or add something else, it's easy to remove. And then let me see, anything else I wanna put on here? I think that will do it for this page. So there's page 1, the left side of the first layout. And then let's work on page 2, which is gonna look like this. So again, we're using the green paper with the fish on it for the background. And then we're gonna start with this piece of fishnet looking paper that I distressed already. And this goes 1 1/4 inches up and centered. I love this glass mat. I got it recently. And it's a beautiful thing to work on. It's nice and sturdy, and it's got some little feet on it so it doesn't slide around on your table. And the gridded lines are fantastic. You can measure things, you can make sure things are straight. You can put ink on it, you can put paint on it, everything wipes off. I'm really loving that. It was a good investment. And now we've got this strip that's got some of our lake designs on it. It's gonna go down next here. And then I believe the next thing is going to be a sticker. Yes, I see it. So next is going to be this strip that's along the bottom. Or the top. I see there's one at the top as well of the sticker sheet. And I think I need to cut this one down so it's the same width. It probably told me that in the instructions that I skipped over. And then the next thing is a strip of cardstock, which I'm sure I have cut out, which is this. And I'm gonna go with the light side. I love buying these paper packs or kits because then all of the papers just go with each other. You don't have to stress it too much. Any combination will pretty much work. So that's the background, and then our photos are gonna go on top of this. We're gonna have a 3x4 over here, and a 3x4 over here, and one focal point picture here that'll be a 4x6 mounted on these glacier colored photo mats. So let's put those together. Again, I just tack down very lightly these placeholders because I'll be removing these when I print my pictures. And then I'm gonna go about here, just above the start of this strip so you can see the strip. Go the same place over on this side. And then our large photo can be a little bit more centered between those two. And I'll come down a little bit and go a little bit lower with it. I think that'll be really nice right there. And now I'm gonna do a little embellishment cluster over here. So I've got these two. I'm gonna put this one under. This is one I distressed a little bit with some ink. And then that'll go in front of that. So let's get those down. So all of these were just already die cut as part of the kit. But this wouldn't be too hard to replicate on your own with any of your leftover papers or cardstock. I like the look of pennants and banners. Now this one has also a little heart that goes there that I'll glue down in a moment. And then on this page, we're going to be using a couple of these little wood looking embellishments. So we're going to take the two fish that are in here. And then I'm also going to take one of these little hearts. To make these fish stand out a little bit, I'm going to use some of the distressing ink on them. You can see though, they have like a nice wood grain. So I'm just adding a little more color, nothing too drastic. There, that makes them stand out a little bit more. And then, let me see, I'll grab a couple of more little hearts. And then I'm gonna have this little tab up here. And I'm gonna put a little sticker on that. There's lots to choose from here. I think I'm gonna use Lakelife. I like that. Every day at the lake should feel like a vacation. And then get some glue here for these other items. We're almost done with this page already too. one back a little bit so you see his tail just coming over this pennant. And then we'll put a couple of these hearts. Just scattered around like bait in the water. And we'll glue this little heart down. And that's it. So this is a great 2-page layout. We're gonna put 5 photos on here. Fresh air and sunshine, vacation. We got fish, we got boats, we got summer words, hearts. I think it's gonna be fabulous. I'll come back with layout 2 in a little bit. Let's take a look now at layout 2. This is gonna be a very pretty one, something that you probably wouldn't do on your own because it's a little bit hard to plan all these hexagons. But the kit comes with an overlay that makes it really easy. So I also want to tell you about a little cheat I did here. So for layout 2, we've got this page, and then the second page looks like this, okay? And the background paper that comes with this for this layout is just gorgeous. Beautiful water design. And I love it, and I don't want to use it all up. And so on page 1, I'll use it for page 2 because you see a lot of it. But on page 1, you only see a little 1/2 inch around the edges here. So 2 things I could have done. One is I could have just gutted the paper, like used the paper, but cut out of the center a big 11 by 11 inch piece and reuse that. But what I decided to do is just use a piece of matching cardstock. So I'm using Glacier cardstock on this page, which will look just fine because you're really just seeing the border of it. And that'll allow me to save a whole sheet of this water paper for another layout that I already have in mind. So one of the punch out papers that comes with this kit is this overlay. That's going to make it super easy to get this layout with all of these hexagons on it. So it's going to have 3 of these holes are going to be filled with pattern paper, and then 3 of them will have a photo put behind them. And so let me show you how I'm going to go about doing this. When you punch out these shapes, I saved what came out of the middle, and that'll help me to make kind of a rough cut around the pattern papers and then tape them down to the back. Now I did already tape onto the paper this blue hexagon cutout that we distressed earlier behind the word lake, and then the Lake Days letters come from this wooden punch out sheet, and I've punched those out and glued those down to the sheet already. So the papers that are going to go behind it, the pattern papers, are cut to 4 by 4 already. And what I'm going to want to do is cut that down a little bit smaller so that I can tape it to the paper, to the back, but not have too much excess. So I'm just using this little template, and I'm going to go around and cut just roughly like a 1/4 inch away from all the sides. It's totally okay if there's extra on the back. You'll just want to be careful in what gets overlapped when you add the photos. So that's going to be that one. And then we're going to have this fishnet design over here. So again, just using this as a rough guide. And then I'll put tape around these hexagons on the back of the template paper. And then it won't really spill over much into the other openings. Just make sure you have this lined up the same direction. It'll be on the paper. I've used some of these other kits that have these overlay templates, and it makes just such a beautiful page, and people go, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? All right, get my little scraps out of the way here. And then I'm gonna flip this over. And so this one is going in here, and this one, yeah, this one is going here. I got confused because the back and front of the same paper. And then this one will go up there. So you can see now they fit without being in these other slots where the photos are gonna go. So I'm just gonna put tape along these edges. And for now, I'm gonna leave the edges that go up against the photos, these two, I'm gonna leave those untaped for now, just to give me a little bit more flexibility later on when I'm trying to get the photos into these slots. Although I just taped that one. Here, across the bottom. Sorry for the loud noise. And this one is gonna go like that. And then I am just going to put a little piece of tape here to hold these photo mats in place, so we'll be able to see where our photos will go later on. So we'll essentially do 4x4 photos, but then we'll have to trim them down. To fill in these holes. And this page will look really pro. Okay, there you go. Now, I put that on an angle, so I'm gonna pick that one up and redo it. That was not how I wanted that one to be. I should have probably double checked before I put the tape down, but it shouldn't be too hard to move it. So I want it to be nice and vertical so you can read the words. So put that back, put this back in place. All right, now you can see how great this is gonna look. So there'll be 3 photos here. But because I'm gonna be wanting to get behind here and move this to get those photos in later, I am now just gonna tape pretty heavily the center and then adhere that. And then after I have the photos, I'll come back and add more tape along the edges. So I'm just gonna put a whole bunch right down the center so I can continue adding my embellishments, and we'll have this all ready for when photos arrive. Okay, now we'll fancy this up a little bit with some cutouts and some stickers. So this one has a little notched banner in it, and we're gonna put a big old heart right in the middle of it, because who doesn't love lake days? I know I do. Now I see I made another mistake here. I have this on the wrong side of that paper. So this should be this way to get that nice plaid. I really should have double checked some of that before I got it taped down so good, but that was no big problem there. And then I'm gonna add with some glue, 3 little chevrons in here. So let me do that. And I left this sitting open for a few minutes here. So you get a little film of glue across the top sometimes. Just have to pull that off. I might use some little glue dots on these to adhere them better. And then let's see, what else should we put here? Let's put a couple of stickers. We've got a lot of hexagons on here, so that'll kind of mimic our theme. We'll put this one. We'll have the great outdoors. I've got this one with some crossed oars that we can put there. Let's put this little fish in there. And then how about, let's do some more of these shapes up here. I am actually gonna save this little boat one because I am gonna make a page all about my husband's new boat. So I'm not gonna use that one, but I will use this one, and I'll use this one that says lake. And then let's see what else I want to put there. Maybe I'll use this little red chevrons there. Okay, so I think this is good for now. And we will, of course, come back later with the pictures and tape everything down better. Now let's look at page 2. We will be using the full sheet of this water background. And then we'll get our pattern paper. So this has strips of pattern paper. We've got one with words. We've got one of those and one with the plaid. And then I should have, yes, one with the lake designs on it. And so these go just lined up. Probably about that far apart. When you're doing something like this and you want to make sure things get centered, it's best to do the 2 outsides, and then you can space the ones in between properly. If you start on one side, excuse me, and you put them too close together or too far apart, by the time you get to the other side, it's kind of added up to something that's difficult to recover from. So I will start here. And then we'll go on the other page, the other side of the page here. Coming up about the same amount, about a 1/2 inch. Try and get it straight, which is a little hard with the waves behind it. And then you see I can then spread those out so they're evenly spread across the page. That's going to make a nice assorted background, a lot of texture, a lot of different designs going on. But again, they all go together. The colors work together, the theme works together. And now this page is pretty simple. We're going to have two large photos, like there, I would say, or they have them closer together, like there. And these will be 4x6s. So we'll put that on, and then we're going to have just a few embellishments. I am running out of tape. It happens so infrequently. But I will have to take a break to retape. Yep. There's the end. Okay, the tape gun is reloaded. Now, I've taped down the photo mats here, so now we'll put on the final embellishments. We're gonna have a little frame that was punched out of the hexagons on the facing page. So this will help tie the two pages together. I'm gonna go there with it. And then inside the frame, we're gonna put this heart. We have a little photo journaling spot here to put down. And then we will, let's have a couple more little punch outs here. Some little trees, another little heart. Very outdoorsy, fun, full of love. Now let's add a couple stickers. I think we'll put one here. Now, if you already had your photo, you could overlap your photo a little bit. Since I don't, I'm gonna go just above the photo frame with that sticker. Another thing you could do is keep the backing on part of the sticker so it wouldn't stick to the paper that's there, and then later when you have your photo, you can peel off that backing and stick your sticker on top of the photo. And then let's see, what's a good kind of generic one we could put here? How about good times? We'll just put that up a little bit. It looks like it goes right with the word paper behind us. And then how about the Just Relax little ticket? Who wouldn't want a ticket to Just Relax? And then I'm gonna do a little heart over here and a little yellow heart on top of the journaling spot. So there we have it. Layout 2. I love it. We'll have 5 pictures on this one, 2 big focus pictures, and 3 of the 4x4s that'll be framed in the hexagon. And this will be perfect for any day where we have fun on the lake with a lot of friends. So now we are on layout 3, which we'll finish up quickly here. Again, this is the Lakelife Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. I did just check online as of today. It is, the workshop kit is sold out. However, the Lakelife paper and the Lakelife paper with the sticker sheet is still available. So I would highly recommend you run and get that, because as you saw, the paper is fantastic and the stickers that go with it are just great. A lot of times the scrapbook kits will sell out. So if I see one come out that I know I'm gonna wanna use, I try to buy that right away. We do have some new kits coming out on July 3rd. So I have just put some ink on a couple of these cutouts that, again, are the wood, they're stuck together. The little wood looking cutouts, and I added some ink to those. So I have some of this already taped down for layout 3. So the background for layout 3, page 1, the left page of that, uses this speckled green on the bottom and the blue netting on top, and the matching page is going to have the same thing, the speckle on the bottom and the netting on the top. This one then has a piece of the plaid here. I left a space of about 1 inch, so it looks almost like there's another piece of paper there. And then we have 2 pieces of patterned paper here that are notched at the bottom to look like banners. We have this title, Decks, Docks, and Flip-Flops, which is perfectly appropriate. That was on the cutout sheet. And then we're gonna have a 4x6 photo here and 2 3x4 photos there. So let me get these down. Some of these pages really do come together quite quickly and give like a great jump start to getting a lot of your events scrapbooked, and then you can come back in. There's frequently leftovers, or as I did, you can buy the paper pack additionally, separately, and then make more pages where you are customizing the pages to your pictures or to your event. But I love using these workshop kits. It's really a great way to get a lot done quickly, and they look really professional. And a lot of times we'll use, some techniques or some materials that you don't typically use. So it can help you learn some new things, get some ideas that you then carry forward onto other projects in the future. So I've got 3 little hearts I'm gluing down here. 2 of them are from the wood grain, and 1 of them is just a cutout. And then we'll add a few stickers to this. Let's see. I'm going by the workshop even shows you like where to add embellishments. You don't have to do it the same way that they've done it there. But I frequently do, just because it looks great. Somebody with a very artistic eye usually determines these and gives you this great example artwork. So I follow it a lot of the time, but you don't have to. You can use all these materials and you do you. And I know people that follow the rules exactly like I frequently do here. And then I know people who pride themselves in mixing it up and seeing what they can make with these same materials. And if you look online, a lot of times you'll see inspiration from others who have done different things with the materials. So I like following along with others as well. So the second page has the same 2 pieces for the base, and then it has a square of the word paper and a square on top of that, a square of the plaid. And then this is going to have 2 photos on it, and this will be a little half circle poking out on the side. So I'm going to put that down first. And I typically like to try and have as many pieces of paper showing as possible. So here I could have gone over the edge, but when you do this, it just allows you to see, more of the paper and more of the layers that you're putting down. And I like that look. On this 2-page layout, some of the photo mats are cut from a color called Seabrook, which is a little greener, and some of them are cut from a color called Glacier, which is a little more blue in it, and they go great together. And a lot of times you don't really mix up photo matting from 2 different colors of paper, but I think it adds just a little bit more interest and texture to things. Then at the top here, I'm gonna put in these 3 little punch outs that look like the tops of tags. So I'm gonna put a blue one first here, and then I'm gonna layer that with this one that's got some brown and little hearts on it. I've got them just on a slight angle. And then the third one I'll put on top, which is a nice little spot to add just a couple words of journaling. I'm gonna have, let's see, 3 hearts over here. Maybe I'll just put 2 because I ended up with a blue one. So I'll put that somewhere else, maybe up on that paper. And sometimes when you have something small like this, you can put your glue on the paper instead of on the back of your object. That can help you get it where you want it. With this glue, you have time to move things around before it dries. So if you want to get things exactly straight, you can try. Put this right here on top of one of these hearts. There we go. And then we will add this grass down at the bottom. Now, what almost always happens when I'm doing these kits is you get to the end and you start to find things that you missed along the way. So when I was looking at these cutouts and I saw that there was this other piece with cattails on it, I did find that I should have put that on a previous page. And so I'm gonna go back and do that right now while I've got it out. It goes here. And so I'm just gonna put glue on the bottom because you see this does overlap the photo. And so I wanna be able to slide the photo underneath it after I print the photo. I also did find a little fish, if you remember on this page, I was looking for this little fish and it actually is from a zip strip. So we have these strips on the top of many of the pattern paper pieces that you can cut off and use for embellishments. And in this case, I just snipped out one of the little fish and added that there. And then let's see, we want to add a couple of stickers here. We're gonna go with the Lakelife one. I'm gonna put that over here. And let's see, how about memories? No, that doesn't really work well because it's the same color. So how about blessed? I like that. Okay, so let me show you now all of the pages complete, and then I want to show you everything I have left that I can make more with. So this again is layout 3. These 2 pages, so another 5 photos here. I think altogether there's about 15 photos on these 3 layouts. Decks, docks, and flip-flops. And then the first one we did, fresh air and sunshine. The left page and the right page. So this is actually really cute with the little cattails there. And then we have our hexagon layout, the left page, and then the right page. But now you're not going to believe everything that I have left. So look at all of this that's left from the kit. I have that full piece of paper, which you wouldn't really have because remember I used cardstock so I could save that. You have this frame that comes out, that the octagon cutout came out of the center of this frame, but you can use this over any piece of cardstock to add another little dimension to your page. These little hexagon cutouts you can certainly reuse by putting something else in the center of them where there's cutouts. We've got zip strips that have fish that say relax, a bunch of cardstock, another zip strip with words, zip strip with trees, and then on the sticker sheet, I still have quite a lot left to work with. So sun rays, boat waves, and lake days, life's better at the lake, the best days are spent at the lake. So these would be great like titles for several different pages with lots of little embellishments. And then remember, I also got the stamp set and dies. So I'll be able to use these to further embellish several more pages, I bet, when I add some cardstock. And then I did get another pack of the paper. So I do plan to make several pages, but the paper pack has 2 of each design, and each design has 2 sides to it. So I have a lot more lake crafting to do. Thank you for joining me today making these lake pages. Again, you can get this at Stampin' Up. My website is blueberrycanary.stampinup.net, and you can purchase these right there. Thank you.